Who is the Woodshed Network mentee? Well, once you get beyond the basics of being a self-identifying woman and being in the genre of jazz, it becomes a little bit more challenging to define. We have often said emerging artists, but we all have found that that's a pretty vague term that doesn't offer a lot of clarity. So I'm going to try and outline some of the typical Woodshed Network mentees' characteristics and attributes. You are a self-starter. You're someone who has dedicated themselves to your art, your craft, your music, and intend to make this your career, if you haven't already. Perhaps you have already released some music, either an EP or a debut album, or you're in the midst of trying to finalize a recording. You may have gone on tour, either headlining or as a supporting act, but maybe you don't have representation. You don't have a manager. You don't have an agent, or maybe you had one, but they didn't do such a great job and you didn't really know what to look for. Perhaps you're in the process of negotiating a recording agreement and you don't know what terms you should be looking out for. You're seeking guidance. Maybe you're a songwriter and you're not exactly sure how to protect yourself legally and to safeguard your material. You don't know what rights you have as far as your masters, your copyrights, your publishing splits. Maybe you don't even know what publishing splits are. Or perhaps you've gone on the road and you found it incredibly challenging because maybe it was isolating. Maybe it was logistically challenging and you needed more support as a person individually or as a business person. Perhaps you don't know about tax laws in foreign countries or in your own home country of the United States. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to get a little more clarity and efficiency in your career. Maybe you're looking for community and you're trying to connect with your peers or even find out who your peers are. That's what we do here. Every year we form a small but really tightly knit cohort of mentees, and we bring you some of the finest industry experts and leaders we can find. We bring them into an intimate setting where you have direct access to one another and to these incredible women, some of whom you may not have even heard of. Over the course of our residency program, you will not only build connections with each of us as your mentors and presenters, but with one another. We now have 3 years of mentees who are performing together, supporting one another, providing instruction, connections. Sometimes they're just saying hello and making sure the others are okay. This is part of building a network. And over time, we will have an impact on the jazz community and hopefully the music community at large. So we give you the skills, the tools, the connections, and the information that will help you develop a more meaningful and hopefully lifelong successful career. That's the goal of the Woodshed Network.